we've had a spicy kale salad. Are you ready for something a little bit more yin, a little bit more sweet?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you like sweet?
I do.
So you normally make salads. What kind of lettuce do you use for your salads?
Whatever is faster and available in the market.
Faster?
I'm telling you.
How is there a slow lettuce?
It's just something that I know, and it's just sparks on the shelf, and I'm like, okay, that's it.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
So these lettuce right here, you can see they're literally still growing right now. You can get these all over.
Is that a good sign?
It is a good sign because it means the lettuce is really fresh. Another way to pick your lettuce out is you want to go for darker greens, like red. If you see red and loose leaf, red, dark. Those are your buzzwords for your lettuce.
Why is that?
Because he loves me not. The reason that you want a loose leaf lettuce is because the sun actually gets to every leaf. So these, and the reason that it turns this dark color, these are actually phytonutrients fighting against the sun, and this is where you get the antioxidant quality of lettuce from. So when you get a tight leaf lettuce, like a romaine or an iceberg lettuce, you don't get any of those awesome, you get some, but the amounts are very different. So if you want the most bang for your buck from lettuce, antioxidant wise, you definitely want a loose leaf so the sun gets into everywhere, and a red, because that means that it's fighting against the sun and you want to consume it.
I use those icebergs and romaine mainly because I don't drink enough water sometimes in a day. I think it's like the water intake from them. It's like, easy way.
They're very high in water, absolutely. But is from a nutrient standpoint, if you want to get the micronutrients, like they're not bad. They're definitely not bad for you at all. And if you prefer them, you can definitely have them. But these are just my preference.
Yeah, and they're pretty.
They are so pretty. These ones, we're just gonna chop the head right off, just like that. And we're gonna go dun, 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 dun. Nice little bite-sized pieces and throw that right in the bowl. You wanna do this one?
Yes.
So this is a red oak leaf and locally grown, and I'm pretty sure that's a red frisee. Also locally grown. You can find these at Carrefour, you can buy them online at Gibson's. Get that root and then put that in a little food trash bowl. Throw it right in there. Dark winter red greens. It's beautiful. Now we have our sexy dark green base filled with antioxidants, and now we're gonna make the yin dressing, the sweet, tasty good one. All right, so you ready to do this? I would add all that tahini in. Dump it on in there. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
We love tahini.
I do love tahini.
You can use it in so many things. Before I came into your life and changed it with salads, what did you use tahini for?
I do use tahini for my dressing, but falafel.
Oh yeah, you gotta do it with falafel. And now what we're gonna be doing is adding honey. So tahini and honey just make this like incredibly beautiful, nutty, sweet taste, and it's just delightful. So, and again, all of the exact measurements will be posted somewhere near this video. So do you like sweet or medium sweet or not?
Well, we do have pumpkins, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we're gonna put in the salad?
Yes, we have some super exciting toppings over there. So we'll just keep it a little bit minimal.
Yeah, minimal.
With the honey.
That's fine.
And then a little bit of salt. So salt is another one of these like magic ingredients because on its own, it's, salty. But it really brings out the flavor in food. And that's what its job is, It's when used in the right way, you want to use it to enhance your food.
So a question. You wrote something in your last post on your Instagram page about when you eat out and you feel all bloated, you think that you've put on weight over a night out dinner.
Absolutely, super common.
And one of them was, you mentioned something about the salt.
Yes.
So if your food has salt, it increases the water retention in the body.
It does, yes. And so sodium.
What amount of water we're talking about?
It's very dependent, so it's very individual, but sodium is the mineral that is in salt, and that's what creates water retention in the body. Sodium is good for your body. You want to retain water.
Lack of sodium. I know that.
Exactly. So, people really demonize salt a lot and they think, you have to have low sodium foods and salt causes high blood pressure, but it's just not true. Excessively always having over salt will maybe, I will not say anything like definitive about it because it's very individual. So there isn't an exact amount per se of how much weight or water that you're going to retain from having more salt than normal. But I will say that restaurants tend to use a lot more salt and a lot more fat than you would at home. So it's going to change what you're normally doing. So if you see that spike on the scale, which is incredibly common for people to do well and be on a diet for a long time and not go out to eat. And then when they do go out to eat, the next morning they step on the scale and they're like, oh my God, I've gained 3 pounds and I'm never going out to eat again. And it's just not how the body works. It's just changing biologically that makes it go up, but it doesn't mean that it is body fat.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely. Do you want me to?
Tiny whisk.
Yeah.
Tiny whisk. Okay. So we have our honey, salt, tahini, and we're gonna tiny whisk.
Yeah. Second question about the salt. Is there any difference between I use Himalayan salt too. So it should be a good salt, you reckon?
Yeah, Himalayan salt. So there are some differences in salt. There's a lot of different salts. And there are definitely differences. Preference is a really big difference. So what we're gonna do is you still want that consistency of a dressing. This one you're gonna need even less water because in the other one we had nutritional yeast, which made it thicker. So this is Himalayan pink salt. Do you know where this comes from?
Himalaya.
No! Actually, it doesn't. It comes from Pakistan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this comes from an old sea in Pakistan.
Oh, you're right. That's why there's
huge salt rocks.
And they're cheap there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's Himalayan salt, there's sea salt, there's kosher salt, there's salt flakes, and then there's iodized salt, which is salt that has added iodine for deficiencies. That's the only salt that I would say you don't really need. All the other salts, it just comes down to preference, but like you're not deficient. If you don't have a deficiency in iodine or iron, then like you don't need to have that additive in your salt. It sometimes adds a mineral taste to salt too, which can change the flavor of food that isn't very nice. This is still a little bit thick. I really like to have it kind of
water for you and
do it. Let's get in there. Little sploosh, sploosh. Ooh, that was
Oh, that's a lot.
God,
You said we can
I can't take you anywhere. No, I'm just kidding. That's actually probably perfect. So we're gonna do a little bit of tiny whisking. This is actually perfect amount of water.
Yes, you see, I'm good.
All right, now we're gonna try it. I always do a pinky try. Oh my God, it's so good.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that just like,
Very, very
that's
good.
fantastic. Okay.
I could never put those ingredients together and think of it dressing.
And it's so simple. It's 3 things. Well, 4 things if you include water, but it's 3 things.
3 things, yeah.
So I tossed the kale Caesar because I really like to get all of those coated. The other salad we tossed all around, but for a preference thing, I think it's really visually pleasing to drizzle this salad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this spoon here and I'm just gonna go a nice drizzle back and forth. See how pretty that is? It just adds this like extra element of fancy. Okay, so this is our base and we have a really nice drizzle on it. Now I wanna talk to you a little bit about plant-based protein. So before we used soy and tofu, which is a complete protein, now what we're gonna do is something called complementary proteins. And doesn't that just sound nice too? It's like, hey protein, you're looking good today.
Yes.
Okay. So complementary proteins are when you take 2 proteins, like legumes and nuts, that are both incomplete proteins, meaning that they're lacking in some of the 9 essential amino acids in certain ways. When you put them together, they make a complete protein. And you can do this with
They're whole,
exactly. And they taste really good together too.
Yeah.
So we have lentils and walnuts. So there's legumes and nuts that we're gonna add together. And we're just gonna use that same sprinkling technique. Just make this a really nice protein-packed salad. Do you add proteins to your salads?
I do.
What do you-
I do usually beans, different types.
And these are just raw walnuts.
Yeah.
What I like to do is just crush them. So you don't need a cutting board. Super easy, takes a dish away. So lots of beans. If you're not making a mess in your kitchen, is it even cooking? I don't think so. Just crush them right on there.
Yeah, Mom, did you hear that?
Yeah,
She
Mom.
hates me cooking because I mess up the kitchen.
My mom is a messy cook. I come into my house when my mom is visiting. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching this, but it looks like a Muppet has been in there, just like throwing everything will be on the counter. All right, so now this is already a really nice salad. But when you are a plant-based person, sometimes salad is dinner and you want it to be really substantial and satisfying. So we're gonna take some roasted root vegetables and add them to this salad as well. And that's just gonna like chick it up right in another notch right there. Okay, so we have some roasted pumpkin. I roasted this pumpkin with dates. Look at that, isn't that attractive? Isn't that like a good look?
I'm not sure about that.
I just roasted this pumpkin very simply with cayenne, cinnamon, and date and salt. So we're just gonna plop
This
that.
is like it's a salad, but it's like a winter salad type of thing, I would say.
It is.
Right?
It's like a winter salad, but I also
warm salad.
like to think of it like a event. This salad is a reason to get out of bed in the morning. Then we also have some really nice, another winter vegetable, a root vegetable. My hand is covered in gloop, so I'm gonna let you do that.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do it. I like
Oh, careful, not that one. I'm just kidding. That's just beets on a salad. Yeah, there's like a mismatch that always looks really good. Nice. Okay, since you did that terribly. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You like play with your food. And for me, it's like.
I'm very much, you eat with your eyes first, you know? You wanna like look into that salad and be like, yum.
That's compassion.
And then you're just gonna take this last little bit just for aesthetic reasons and to get it on those vegetables. And for the final, oh my God, somebody call Timeout Abu Dhabi and tell them this is the best recipe in the world. I don't care if that makes me cocky. And voila. And here you go. This is it. This is dinner. Not a boring salad.
No, not a boring salad.
Do you want to try it?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's give it a try.
I want all of them.
I know you want to get like the pumpkin, the beet, the lentil, the lettuce,
Where's the date?
little dressing pocket, all that stuff. Here we go.
Super good.
Oh, good, isn't it? That's real good. So eating healthy and nutritious does not have to be a boring salad. You can spice it up. Get creative with your salads, that's my point. You can put whatever you have. This salad doesn't have to be lentil and beet. It can be whatever you have in your fridge. Just put some love into it. Set an intention for your salad.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dana. So where can we find you for nutritional advice?
Well, you can find me at YogaOne. You can book in for consults and questions there. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Dana_does_ for daily tips and recipes and tricks and things.
Great.
Yeah.
I love your Instagram.
Thanks for having me.
I read them.
Bye. Bye.